dancing in the kitchen.
Tell me about your love affair with the Red Hot Chili Peppers.
Completely excited to do that. So I actually have a story that's very similar in some respects to your experience coming full circle with Diane Warren.
Nice.
So the Red Hot Chili Peppers have been just this pivotal force in my life since I was a little kid. So when I was little, I grew up in Nebraska and we lived out in the countryside and we only got like, I don't know, 6 channels or something. It was crazy. So I'd go visit my grandparents and they had cable television. And so I was supposed to be watching Nickelodeon, but when my grandma would leave the room, Nickelodeon was channel 16 and I'd switched down to channel 15, which was MTV.
Nice.
So at like 4 years old, I was watching Red Hot Chili Peppers music videos, and Under the Bridge and Give It Away were the two that like really stood out to me. And I was too little to really know anything about music and like how to be a fan of a band and follow the band or anything like that. But I just knew that every time this came on the television, I was like glued to it and something about it really pulled me in. So then cut to, I got a little older. I was like 15 years old and my brother was like out in the driveway working on his car and I was like playing on my skateboard and he started playing this song, Scar Tissue. And this was when the Red Hot Chili Peppers had just released Californication. And I was like, what is this? I love this. What is this song? And he's like, this is the Red Hot Chili Peppers. And so I discovered like, oh my gosh, this is that band that I loved when I was 4. And now I was old enough to be like, I'm gonna go buy the CD. Yeah. And so I got really into the Red Hot Chili Peppers, listened to all their music. And I was always really inspired both by the depth and thoughtfulness of Anthony Kiedis' lyrics. Yeah. I liked the cadences and the rap and the way that he was just so unique and original and was doing things that nobody else really does. I love the confidence and like the bravado of the Chili Peppers. They are a band that is just like, let your freak flag fly. And we're not ashamed or apologetic about it. We've got Octavia back here, who's our amazing director, producer, and she's got a bug bugging her and she's swatting it away, so we're giggling. You will get to see Octavia soon because we're gonna interview her too. So the Chili Peppers, I was so into them and I had a really hard time as a teenager, you guys. Like, I love my parents and I've worked very hard to repair my relationships with them as an adult and get them to a better place. But back then, it was really challenging. My mom and stepdad ended up kicking me out twice. They kicked me out, let me come home for a little bit, kicked me out again. And I had this really like, I don't know, disorienting experience as a teenager because I was a straight A student. I was president of 2 clubs. I was a cheerleader. I was in like 5 or 6 dance classes per week. And my parents were like, you're smoking pot, you're a bad kid, you get out of here, basically was like my experience of it. I'm sure if you ask them, they have a very different version, but that was how I felt about it. And so I just felt like I couldn't do anything right, no matter how hard I tried, wasn't enough, et cetera, et cetera. So I was feeling and I also got bullied in middle school, so that didn't help. So I was just like this lone wolf by the time I was in high school. And I didn't feel safe, I didn't feel like I could trust anybody, I felt very alone, very isolated, and I saw this band, nearly tear up, that was not apologizing for who they were, and that was saying it was okay to be whoever you were, be weird, be wild, and that made me feel like there was somebody out there that like got it.
Yeah.
And so when I was 19 or 18, maybe, I went to college and I wrote like a letter of admiration and gratitude to the Red Hot Chili Peppers fan club. I like sent in my senior picture.
Do you still have it?
Gosh, somewhere probably, I don't even know.
Let's find it.
I think I had on like a tie-dye shirt.
Oh my God, I love it.
So I sent in this letter of admiration and it was like a poem. And Anthony Kiedis' dad, Blackie Dammit, was running the fan club at the time. And out of the thousands upon thousands of people that were part of that, he singled me out and started corresponding with me, and he was like a pen pal. And he taught me about like Aldous Huxley. He was super respectful toward me. Like, it was never any sort of like creepy cringe situation. It was like he thought I was intelligent and he cared about communicating with me and mentoring me. And then I was living in Denver going to college, and Blackie flew out to Denver, and I ended up going out to eat with Anthony and Blackie and Anthony's little brother and going to see Finding Nemo.
Oh my gosh.
And that, I know, it's hilarious. And I was like too shy to really talk to Anthony because I don't ever want to be like a psycho stalker fan who's like, I love you, cringe. So I just was like very quiet the whole time. Because like how you express that amount of adoration for someone's work and like their impact on your life without them being like, this is a little intense, right? But what a beautiful experience. And what it taught me was that I could reach through the television and like access Planet Hollywood, and that as a kid growing up in Nebraska, that seemed like literally another planet, like a place you could never actually reach. And when that connection happened, it was like, oh my gosh, like I just reached through the television screen and like connected with the people that I admire.
Yeah, that's great.
And it was so affirming of my existence and made me feel like I had felt so untethered and lost and disconnected. And I still had like 10 years of, maybe 10, like years of crazy like mental health spiral that I went through. But that experience had such a profound impact on me because it made me feel like I had worth that I previously kind of felt like had been beat out of me, that people had told me like I wasn't worth anything. And it was like, no, actually, you do matter. Somebody sees you.
Right, that's very powerful, especially for a young kid. And it will change the way you look at life. And
it really
the way you
did.
go about life.
It made me feel like nothing was really off limits.
Exactly.
Because like I just reached the top.
Yeah, you just reached out and touched it, and there you go.
Yeah, so it was incredible, and I ended up getting to go to like concerts in Chicago and Detroit, and that friendship lasted a while, and it was just a really special experience.
I love that. It's such a good story.
Yeah, so again, magic is possible, and go for your dreams, because if you identify with somebody and like their art and their work and they inspire you, there's a good chance that like there's a reason that you resonate with that, and it's probably because like that person's on your channel.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And you know, they're people too, and they looked up to people just like you're looking up to them, and so there it is. You know, it's the same ladder moment.
Yeah.